we view criminal justice as a punishment. Like everything's a slap. Like oh, this guy killed someone, we're gonna lock him up for 20 years so he could learn his lesson. But it's, or you know, or it's like a revenge based thing. You know what I'm saying? So even Tony's face when I say he won't get locked up, Tony's like, what? Like he
Yeah.
did some wrong shit. Like he should go to jail. He should, you know, he should pay the price. Like, but it's, I don't know. I think that view of criminal justice is not going to get us to the most functioning society, I guess.
So, get right into this topic, boys. Redemption. Is it a thing? And can you be redeemed for some terrible things? I'm going to start that off with Mateo. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You first.
I think it depends on the act, right? And redemption is different than forgiveness, right? Like redemption is, well, how are we defining redemption? Is redemption like the idea that like, because is it the idea that there's like a ledger and here's like all your bad shit you did in your life, and then the redemption is just having your good shit be higher than that?
I think in a way, like, yeah, it's like a morality kind of thing. I think there's like a morality aspect to it. Yes.
Well, I mean, in the Fallout games, you can always get back to good moral standing by going and, you know, just doing the side quest and getting your moral code up.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. I think it is possible to be redeemed for most anything. In theory. Now, whether like could Hitler be redeemed? Probably fucking not. I don't know what act he could possibly have done that the history books would be like. He was also known for completely eradicating cancer for all humans forever or something, and there'd be, you know, both of those acts, both of his terrible acts and his good acts would also have to be noted. You don't hear about any good acts of Hitler because he did a pretty irredeemable thing.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. Also,
because there probably aren't any. Just to toss that out there, definitely not a fan of that guy.
You know what game had a really good redemption story? Red Dead Redemption 2. I feel like was really good in that regard, like because this guy's and it's a good like it's a good one for the topic. Like, what if you're a murderer, bank robber, you're just out west, niggas just getting killed, sending niggas home in body bags, their kids don't have no, you know what I mean? All because you're like a famous outlaw. And how do you work your way back up from that? Can you like go back up in society? Is that even like a possibility at this point? Like you've murdered and thievered, you hopped on trains and robbed everybody in the train of all their goods. Like what's your redemption story? And like, can someone like that change? And I feel like if you are in that position where you're like you've done irredeemable things, like it's weird. Like it's a weird position. It's all about the person. If the person is changing and they want to become a better person and they start like dedicating their life to doing better things, like then yeah. But I think for some people they just got to outweigh all the bad things they did, so they got to start doing good things because they feel like probably going to end up in hell or something, or with like really bad karma, or like I don't know. I feel like a lot of these things are like interchangeable. I've seen drug addicts, my friends, really bad drug addicts. They stole a lot. They, been robbed people that took them in and like tried to help them out. And, they're doing much better now. And they're like redeeming themselves. You know what I mean? Like actually admitting that shit was terrible and saying sorry and making up for all that shit. So I think that's like a big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think in that case, it's a lot easier to forgive and accept redemption in people because I know a lot of people don't feel this way, but medically speaking, addictions are not like they are gonna fuck with your decision making abilities. So like you're gonna rob a person and backstab someone who's trying to help you, everybody knows that that's fucked up. But if you understand that the addiction is a lot of what's causing that, and now that person's not addicted anymore, or I mean, or the 12 steps people or whatever the number of steps, they say you're always an addict, but if you're not using anymore, it becomes, I think, easier to accept the fact that both you to seek forgiveness and also people to accept that forgiveness and try to bring you back into the fold and stuff. But I mean, I'm kind of in Mateo's camp where I think you could probably be redeemed for most things, and both good and bad, in the sense of like look at Mel Gibson, man. Look like, as far as in a lot of people's eyes, people are done. Like, he just vanished for like half a decade or so, and then nobody cares no more. He's making movies, people are liking them, watching them, and I don't know. I don't know if people forgave him or whatever, but he seems to be redeemed. Like, you know what I'm saying? By
We
by Hollywood or whatever. But
yeah, we pick and choose a lot of things like that. I mean, like, I am not a religious man, so like I'm not taking like the heaven hell angle. I don't think there's like some like golden book of like some actual like golden ledger that an angel's reading when you get to the pearly gates and deciding which way you go. I'm thinking about society at large, and the Mel Gibson one is a good example of that. And we pick and choose a lot of that. Like, I love Prince, and Prince also had at least one documented relationship with an underage girl, like 14-year-old girl or something like that. There's a lot of rock stars like that. Does their music redeem that? Do you explain that away because it's like, oh, that was just what shit was like at the time? Don't know. As a society at large, we seem to take that stance.
Yeah, at least for me, I don't look at an artist and I'm like, oh, I like the things that they produce, so I excuse some of their behaviors or whatever. I do think, as fucked up as it may sound, that different times throughout society, the 60s and 70s, like, people were hooking up with younger people. Like, and it was not as taboo as it is today, does it make it like objectively wrong that they did those things? Probably, yeah. But like, at the time, did they even think they were doing something wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's I don't know. That's where it gets like really like weird,
A lot of, if you look at a lot of like your grandparents, those age disparities sometimes were like 14 years younger than him. I'm like, that's
my parents are 10 years apart, dude.
yeah. So it's like when you start to see it just is, it wasn't frowned upon. It wasn't like
I think those get extra weird too when you think about the fact that your grandma's like, yeah, and we got married at 14. Like, wait, grandma, you got married at 14 and there's a 14-year age difference? That man was almost 30 when he went after you.
Dude, I'm telling you, my parents got married when my mom was 17 years old, and they're 10 years apart. So I'm always like, that's a little weird,
It's my favorite part about the Dewey Cox movie is when he's in high school, he's like a grown ass man. And then like literally in high school, she gets married and his wife is like 30. She looks 30, but I'm 14.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fucking hilarious. Because him and her look like they're in their 40s. And everyone else that's in the school, they're clearly teenagers. Like so they're like two fucking grown adults acting as high school kids with a bunch of high school kids around them. It just looks so stupid. But
I mean, from a criminal justice standpoint, I would hope that we believe in redemption. I don't think we do. I think that we're very like a punitive like style like justice system where it's focused on you did wrong, now here's your punishment, and there's no like actual rehabilitation or anything like that. I think a lot of countries have moved past that. I think Sweden in particular, I've heard that they have a really like rehabilitation focused criminal justice system. It'd be nice to adopt something like that.
Yeah, I mean, like in a perfect world, right? Let's say someone like murdered someone, right? And that person doesn't get caught, and like 12 years later they find out, oh, this guy killed someone, right? But within those 12 years, the person went on to like, get an education, got married, had children, and just became like a functioning member of society, right? To me, in a perfect world, when they find that guy out and all of that, and they do some type of like psychological evaluation or something like that, that guy wouldn't have to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't view it as a punishment. I would view, in my mind, I want like our prison system or whatever you want to call it to be a rehabilitative thing. So it'd be, we're going to put this guy in a situation where we're going to be able to rehabilitate him so that he could be a functioning member of society. And if within those years he managed to do it on his own, then there's no reason to take him out of society to do anything, and we view social, like we view criminal justice as a punishment. Like everything's a slap, like oh, this guy killed someone, we're gonna lock him up for 20 years so he could learn his lesson. But it's or it's like a revenge based thing. You know what I'm saying? So even Tony's face when I say he won't get locked up, Tony's like, what? Like he did some wrong shit. Like he should go to jail. He should pay the price. Like, but it's, I don't know. I think that view of criminal justice is not going to get us to the most functioning society, I guess.
All right, so I literally just got back from changing and all that. Sorry.
Yeah.
But so I want to go into more in that, right? So if I commit a crime, you don't think I should pay for the crime that I commit if I get caught, no matter the amount of years that pass by?
No. I mean, well, sorry, because you're loading in a thing I disagree with. You're saying you pay the price. What does that mean? Pay the price.
If for essentially, if you do the crime, you pay the time. Like you do the time.
Right. No, I don't agree with that, because like I think if someone does something wrong, as a society, what we should focus on is how do we assist this person who did something wrong so that they won't do that wrong thing again.
They shouldn't go to jail.
Well, it would be like a rehab facility rather than a straight. It would be different than the jail that you're thinking of. I think in this ideal form of the criminal justice system, it would be a little bit more like Sweden. Like Sweden, they're locked up. They're not leaving the premises or anything, but they're also not like, they're not forced into a system where you have to like fight to survive or anything like that. They have TVs in their rooms, and they go to classes that teach them how to handle, whatever contributed to this. Whether if drugs was a factor, they're going to like rehabilitation programs for that. If it's they're teaching them job skills. Like it's a very it's a punishment, but it's not like a lot of the punishment of jail is being locked up with other people, and they're criminals, and the criminal justice system, a lot of people that are critics of it say that all it does is just make more criminals. Like all it does is teach criminals to be more aggressive, more violent, more hateful.
So all three of you guys are on the same page with Pucho's idea then?
I think it should be changed. I think everything with time, I think we outgrow our old ways, and I think there's better ways to lock someone up. Like if you're gonna lock them up, and there's like I don't know, I think especially with the way prisons are in America, where the whole fucking unpaid labor thing, I think like there's it seems like a little criminal in itself, the way these prisons are set up. So we have the largest prison population in the world. So our prison population trumps some countries' actual populations. So I feel like if we're talking about criminal justice, I think, we could probably figure out a better way than just shoving everyone in jail. And I think that's kind of what's happening right now.
Is that for everybody, or is that just for specific type of people? And when I mean by people, I mean like our rapists, serial killers, and all these people shouldn't go to prison. They should just be at a rehab place because later on they can fix themselves.
So let me totally be clear. So I'm saying today, right at this moment, people committing those types of crimes should face whatever the consequences are for those things right now. So in a lot of states, you murder somebody, you're doing 25 to life or something, right? Like you should face those consequences because that's what's in place, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying that I would like those things changed in the sense. So yeah, someone who raped somebody, I think something they're not wired up right, and maybe they need some type of count, like seeing a psychiatrist. Maybe they need some type of medication. Maybe they need better education, just all those types of things, like it's basically otherwise you might as well kill them. Like if you're saying we're just gonna lock these people up forever, right? Then I don't see what like I don't know. I have a hard time agreeing with that, but it feels to me like we all agree when someone does things that are wrong, like they're not all there. Like there's something that they're lacking, like some amount of education. Maybe it's money. Why are they lacking money? Like maybe because they didn't have the education to make money, or like
maybe
it seems like they need help in some capacity. And I feel like we should not treat jail as, oh, that person raped someone, so they should go to jail for 8 years off a rip, and then they get out, and then what? You think they're not a rapist anymore? Like what do you think? You think they learned their lesson in those 8 years, so they're not going to do that thing again? Like maybe not. Like I feel like it would be better if we focused not on a time based thing, but like put those people in a program, and they basically have to go through some number of psychological evaluations, talking to counseling, getting educated, doing things basically so that at the end of this someone's going to sign off and say, okay, I think this person is ready to go back into society, and they're not going to do the things that they did. I feel like that would produce the best society, right? In my view. And I mean, there's other countries that are doing this type of thing right now. There's people that are, I forgot what country it is. It's one of those Nordic countries though. They go to prison, they go home on the weekends. Like they're in jail, they're in the prison like Monday through Friday. Then they go home for a couple days on the weekend.
For what crimes are they in jail for? The crimes have to. So I kill somebody, I can go home for the weekend and go back to jail Monday through Friday.
Yeah, I think this is where the issue lies. I think a lot of people are more primitive than they think, and motherfuckers will burn down the courthouses if there's not some sort of justice that is sought out. Like, oh, this person has to be suffering because he's caused other people to suffer.
Let me ask you this though. Theoretically, right? Or hypothetically, I kill your mom. Should I go to jail or should I go in a rehab facility to get better so I can go out?
My mom's gonna love this one.
I'm asking you a question. like if I kill Pucho's mom, I kill Mateo's mom. Should I
just go on a mom killing spree?
Yeah, should I go to jail or should I go to a spot that like a rehab, and on Saturday and Sunday I can go see my family?
That's a tri-state murder spree you're talking about here, buddy.
No, I'm asking you, like that's because that's what you guys are saying. Like, no matter the crime, as long as you get rehab, you'll be fine.
I think we're jumping too big immediately, and and this is probably my fault. We're sidetracked on criminal justice too. Like we're talking too big scale. Let's say, Tony, that I backed into your car, right? Is that an irredeemable act?
No, you can fix that.
Okay, so what would be redemption in that case?
Redemption in that case, like, yo, my bad, I'll pay for the damages and I'll be okay.
Okay. What if I said, my bad, I don't have the money to pay for the damages? What redeems it in that case? Is redemption you get to run into my car now and dent up my car?
No, because then that's going for an eye for an eye, and that's also wrong, right?
Well, and I think that's the point, is that in society, like, we're trying to do some Hammurabi shit where we're saying, oh, you killed someone? Well, guess what? You're going to prison for 20 years.
Yeah, I think there's levels of crimes that should be not on the same scale. No, that should not be on the same scale as rehab shit. Rapists, serial killers, all
why?
That. What do you mean, why?
All right, because we're going to go back into the rabbit hole. I liked where Mateo was going real quick. Because, like, basically when you do like a rear end into someone's car, right, and a lot of times people have to go to driving school after fucking up their driving, right? That's a form in my mind of rehabilitation. Like you're saying, hey, this person is fucking up on the road. Let's put him back into driving school and make sure that he knows the rules of the road, he knows how to drive, and he could do these things properly before we unleash him back onto the road. You know what I'm saying?
But that's different. The level there
For
is
sure.
different.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you agree with this, then I think you just need to get over. You just need to get over like how bad murder sounds in your head, or how bad because otherwise, why don't you just kill them? Like, why not just a death sentence then? Because
It's
like,
the severity of it, right? There's levels to everything, bro. If you dent my car, I'm not gonna go and dent your car. I'm gonna be like, yo, how can we go about fixing this? Like, you hit my shit, or if it, or he's like, yo, my bad. Like, I am a dead broke dude. This and that. I'll just fucking be like, fuck it, bro. All right, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, okay, like, or like some form. I'm not saying go to jail, or you made an accident. People make mistakes, right? Sometimes mistakes cost lives, sometimes it don't. I'm saying when it comes to bumping somebody's car versus killing or raping somebody, sure, let's do some rehabilitation, but you ain't gonna be going home on the weekends. You're not. I mean, yeah, let's not just throw them in a hole and let them rot to death. Sure, but I mean, at the same time, it's like, you think you can fix a serial killer?
I think that
No.
So I think that that in theory we should believe that we can fix anyone, because otherwise we should just sign off on like the Judge Dredd style of policing, where it's like, oh, you commit a crime, you're dead. It's like that. Like, why waste time putting you in jail if we don't think we can rehab you?
Depending
You're dead,
on the crime,
right?
yeah.
I think serial killers are crazy extreme, because not only have they killed multiple people, there's a lot of psychological
Issues and
a
trauma.
lot of psychological issues that go into what it means for a person to become a serial killer. There's a lot of crazy shit. They have a usually like an abusive history. They probably been molested as a kid. Like there's a lot of shit that builds a person like that. That's a much harder thing. Even then, I don't think it's impossible. I'm saying I think that's a much harder thing to overcome. But you're telling me that if someone walked into my house, right, and shot my wife and then turned around to walk out, in a lot of states, if I shot that guy in the back, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
You're in Florida though,
right? No, I think even in Florida, like if he's walking out, and depending on where he is, if you shoot him, you're going to jail. Do you think I just deserve to go to jail for 25 years for committing like a crime of passion? Like in that moment that someone did something like horrendous to me, one of the most unthinkable things, right? And then I'm put in this position where now I commit like a crime of passion, like, something heated me up and blah, blah, blah. Like that, like what is it that drove me to do that thing? You know what I'm saying? Am I an evil person that just deserves to go to jail for 25 years?
No.
Like,
In that case, like, in my opinion, no, I don't think you should go to jail. I think you should just fucking straight up kill that motherfucker. But in law's eyes, yeah, you're going to jail. Like, unfortunately, if we're like, set aside my feelings, I don't think you're wrong for doing that, because he just killed your wife and walked up in your house. But if you shoot that man in his back as he's walking out of your house, yeah, you're going to jail. Now, unless the court systems and you have a good ass lawyer and some way somehow they flip it in favor, but just based off that law, yeah, you're going to do jail time, unfortunately. Which is stupid to me, right?
I'm not saying if we're gonna do jail. I'm saying we are gonna face the consequences, right? I'm saying, what are the correct consequences for me? Should I just be treated like any other murderer, or they should be like, all right, maybe this guy has like an anger issue, and maybe he can't control himself in very stressful situations. Like maybe there's treatment for that, right? Like maybe talking to someone to kind of help you control yourself and maybe for a person like that, maybe you only need to do this rehab for a year before you're like, you could go back into society and be regular, because I was regular before I was put into an unthinkable situation. You know what I'm saying?
That's because then at this point, what you're really asking is is the justice system going to just go black and white and do it law by law, or they're going to have feelings involved? Because at that point, I think any human being in the courtroom would be like, yeah, nah, this man just killed his wife. He killed him or shot him in the back. He's not dead, but yeah, I don't think he should go to jail at all.
And currently, like, the only options for, I think from my understanding, I'm not well versed in the law at all, but from my understanding, the only options for the judge is to for the prosecution to either drop charges because they're like, oh, here's all these circumstances, we shouldn't charge this man, or it's for the judge to recommend a lighter sentence, like probation or like a reduced sentence or something along those lines. And the U.S. is not set up for it to be like, oh, let's put him into this program that we have that's going to help rehab him and work him through his trauma that he had from seeing his wife killed in front of him that caused him to reach out and kill this man, you know?
So
I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe the judges do have that leniency to be able to,
I mean,
to do
the
things
judges
like that.
are what decide your sentence. Like, there are mandatory minimums. So, like, by committing certain types of felonies, they can't like go less than like the mandatory minimums. Like, you have to do that amount of time. But they have a lot of control they sentence you for how long based off of feelings, Tony. So I'm saying let's remove the feelings out of the courtroom. Let's let the jury decide whether you're guilty or innocent. And when you're guilty of doing something, then let's leave it up to science and the psychiatrists and things like that to evaluate whether you have been redeemed or not. I'm saying let's get the feelings out of the courtroom instead of a judge just being like, I don't like black people, and so boom, 25 to life, and then some little, young girl, because a lot of women get lighter sentences than men, and white people get lighter sentences than black and Hispanic people. Like, those are the trends in the courtrooms. So yeah, when a woman commits the same crime that a man does, and they end up with half the time, like, that's a judge putting his feelings into this case. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying let's remove that from the situation. Let's bring in people who are studied in doing psychological evaluations to determine whether someone has been rehabilitated or not. Because that's what our court system claims to, our justice system claims to be doing, is you put someone in prison, they do X amount of time, they work while they're in there, they have access to libraries to read books, they have access to gyms to do exercise, and they, they're in a lot of prisons, there are counselors and things that you could talk to, and through all of that stuff, you're going to come out of prison a functioning member of society. But that's just not the reality of like how prison plays out. And a lot of the times, the bad shit people got to do to stay alive or stay sane or safe in prison adds more time to them and creates more toxic environments. And I don't know. It just seems like our whole shit is set up to punish people, like, and like the same, like timeout is now not a thing that you should be doing for kids even anymore. Like
Really?
Yeah, they're saying like, you shouldn't just put your kid in timeout, like, because a lot of times they don't even fully understand what they did wrong, and you're just kind of like putting them in a situation now they're kind of confused, alone. They're like, it's some of the things that you shouldn't be putting a kid through that could produce like they're just gonna have overall a bunch of negative feelings instead of you trying to comfort them, talk to them, be around them, make them feel like they're in a safe environment, things like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like, it applies all the way through human life, I don't know.
That's interesting. I wonder if it's because timeout throws off your risk reward like system. Because, if the timeout is 5 minutes of timeout, but you get to punch your brother in the face because he stole your animal cracker or something.
Yeah,
like,
I'll take those 5 minutes.
That could be an easy choice. You could be like, yeah, that's going to make me feel great. And it's only 5 minutes of timeout all day.
That's so beast. But going back to redemption, I think there's some things people can get redeemed for. There's some that I feel like in my opinion, if it's a personal attack to me, depending on the attack, I don't think it's redeemable. But
I was gonna say that we're talking about societal redemption, and personal redemption is a completely different
it's two
thing,
different
right?
things. Yeah, if we're talking society, yeah, there can be some redemptional shit. You did bring up an example, like Hitler. Can he be redeemed for the shit he did? Maybe.
I think it'd be real. I think it'd be real tough. I think it's real tough to come from genocide to find redemption.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would look like. I have no idea.
And who are we redeeming to? To the public or to the man upstairs? If you believe in that, depending on your religion beliefs, like
we're just talking society.
Society,
dude,
I don't think
like,
anybody
for example,
would forgive him.
Kanye West is redeemed. Like after all the stupid shit that he said, like people are like pretty much are just back in the all right, whatever. He said he was stupid for saying the things he said, so a lot of people just accept him.
Yeah, I think that's redeemable.
Him,
why?
Because I choose not to fuck with him. I think
you don't think he can be redeemed?
No, absolutely. I think he can be redeemed. He has been redeemed, but we're talking societal redemption and not personal.
No, I'm asking you personal though.
In the words
of he be redeemed
in your
for
eyes?
You personally?
Like, can you?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay.
All he did was support a party. Like, I mean, I don't care about that much. I think
the last episode you said you can't be friends with a Republican
I'm
if
not
you're a
friends
Democrat.
With Kanye West.
But you're saying their views as well don't align, so you don't fuck with them.
Yeah, I don't fuck with Kanye West.
You just said you would fuck with Kanye West. Redemption.
No, he could be redeemed.
I'm saying he could be redeemed. Like I
just
view
don't fuck
Kanye
with
West.
His shit.
Right. I think Kanye West said a lot of ignorant shit, a lot of wrong shit, factually incorrect, and he gave a lot of clout towards a lot of hateful rhetoric. And he realizes that now, and he says that he was wrong, that he all these things, right? Does he really believe what he's saying? I don't know. Maybe he just wants to get back in. Maybe he's like, yeah, damn, there's a lot of people like Pooch who felt some type of way and just stopped fucking with my music. So maybe I want to get back in with some of these people, right? Either way, he could think whatever he wants to think. Like Mateo was saying, I personally am not the type of person. I'm not going to just sit here and separate the artist from their personal things. Like if Prince is hooking up with underage girls and producing wonderful music, I'm not going to be totally feeling comfortable, like, going and fucking listening to his music while he's doing bad things. Which is why I don't really be eating Chick-fil-A like that, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't like them as an organization, so I'm not going to support them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't support Kanye West. I think. So when can I in the future support him? I don't know. Maybe when enough time passes or he does enough good things, maybe I feel like, all right, maybe he's righted some of those past infractions. I think a lot of these things are convenient for him, and yeah, it's interesting. He went all right wing and then made a Christian album, which a lot of right wingers are Christian, and then. Now he's not right wing, and now he's going back to making his regular old music. It just all feels very convenient, the things he's doing. So I don't really believe anything he's doing in terms of is it genuine or not. I mostly feel like he's just doing shit to sell albums and stay popular and all that bullshit. So
I think the man is too rich to have any actual personal opinions about politics. None of it affects him. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't affect him. He's in a different world than the rest of us at this point, basically. I think Chick-fil-A is a good example though. I've heard Chick-fil-A makes good chicken. I think I've only tried Chick-fil-A like 2 or 3 times in my life.
And mac and cheese.
I don't remember their chicken at all.
Did you try the mac and cheese?
Does their good ass chicken redeem their shitty stances on LGBTQ policies and the charities they give to? Do the good charities that they give to that help? I'm assuming that they have charities they give to that help like feed children and clothe homeless people and the traditional Christian like charities, things like that. Do those redeem their hateful charities that they give to that are trying to take away gay rights? For me personally, no. Society seems to have decided yes, because there's a lot of people that still go to Chick-fil-A. They open up new franchises all the time.
people might call me a hypocrite, and I might be a hypocrite. Because I love Chick-fil-A, and I am completely against what they're for.
Yeah,
But
I think that's a hypocrite.
That's
Yeah.
the
Is
definition of
is
it's
is
extremely
to
hypocritical.
be a little bit more topical? Is Blizzard going to be able to find redemption?
Can we all go back and play Overwatch without being frat boys?
I don't want to fuck with Overwatch. I have zero interest in Overwatch 2. I got zero interest in the new Diablo game. The way that I think I told Corey this. I don't think it was on the pod when I told him this, but we were discussing the Blizzard thing, and I was like, look, it was. I've got lots of nieces. I've got lots of nephews. Let's say that my niece or nephew told me that they worked in an ice cream shop, right? And they had been sexually harassed there or demeaned, or am I going to go and get ice cream at that ice cream shop? Even if it's
No.
the best ice cream shop in the world? Fuck no. I'm absolutely not going to. So that's my same approach to Blizzard. And I realize that you dig into a lot of these companies and eventually like you're going to find some shit because big companies are, especially in the gaming industry, seem prone to this type of behavior. When those
They're
stories
big.
come out, I'll stop fucking with them. Like that's going to be my stance. They're going to have to get redemption in my eyes. And I don't know what that's going to look like. Maybe
I know.
Blizzard needs to make some heads roll. Maybe they need to change huge policies and actually give some settlement to these people that have been affected by them. I don't know what redemption looks like for them.
I don't
Is it
think
wrong to attach hunger to a fucking movement? Like, because I know gay people that love Chick-fil-A too.
Yeah, that's fine. That means that they're hypocrites or they don't give a fuck.
Mm,
damn.
That's a
you know
fact.
what I mean? But that's what I'm trying to
Damn.
say.
Come
Are you
on,
really
Boots.
going to attach
Could eat
hunger
anywhere.
to a movement? Yeah, no, I feel you. But what if you want Chick-fil-A? It's an option.
Your dollars, where you spend your dollars, I think counts. In my mind, I think it does count.
So
It's the thing that counts the
What
most.
if it was the only thing around?
No, if it's the only thing around, then
Oh,
you're
no,
eating
come
out of
on.
necessity.
That's what I'm trying to
Double,
say.
you're
Like,
bending
no,
it to
you're
your
not.
favor right now, bro. Stop it. If it's the only thing
sorry.
around, like that's
Sorry,
crazy.
If Chick-fil-A is the only food available to you and you don't support their views, eat there because nobody expects you to starve to death for a movement. I don't. I think that's a step too far. Many steps too far. But nobody who has access to a Chick-fil-A exists in this world. If you have access to a Chick-fil-A for food, you have access to a lot of other food.
So if I become a Chick-fil-A owner, a franchise owner, am I now part of their movement?
by
Yes.
association, yes, because you have
100%.
yeah.
If I'm
I
getting
think
rich, fuck it.
Also,
I'm
I don't
sorry.
think I don't know if they do franchises, Chick-fil-A.
They do. You can buy.
Yes,
You
they
can
do.
buy. It's like
Okay.
it's like
It's rare.
I thought they were a private business, so I don't think.
nah.
I think
They
it'd be
just
funny to. I think it'd be funny to open up a Chick-fil-A franchise and open up on Sundays and hire like exclusively like I don't know, redesign your uniforms so it's got like the rainbow flag on it. And
Nah,
I think it'd be real funny to just be a straight up troll franchise just trying to fuck with the actual Chick-fil-A brand.
I think they
Yeah.
would fucking sue you.
And maybe there'll be some positive out of that, like optically, but in reality, all that money you're making that you're just
Still
giving
go
to the top,
Chick-fil-A.
they probably not going to care that much. They're going to be like, oh man, that's a good strategy to make some money in some regions. Like, I don't know.
But to
Like
be,
I was reading about shit just about Chick-fil-A just the other day. Like apparently there's some country that's like talking about potentially genociding like a bunch of LGBTQ people.
what?
And
I think it's Uganda.
right. And yeah, Chick-fil-A is supporting like a bunch of shit they're doing in Uganda, like building churches and basically like kind of in not explicitly in support of the genocide, but like kind of just throwing money at the people that are talking about doing the genocide, though. You know what I'm saying? Which to me is explicit, but like it's like I guess they're not coming out and saying it because optically that'd be horrible, but it's like so then
What
it's
they're
like shit
doing,
like
yeah.
that it's like, all right, when I read things like that and I go, really? Like I'm gonna eat this chicken sandwich and put my dollars towards that. I don't know. It feels a little shitty to me. But I know a lot of people that don't give a fuck enough about it to just say like, I don't know, that sandwich is good though, so fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So
Is the sandwich
You know,
that good?
It's all right.
yeah, Popeye's chicken sandwich is better. I don't care what
No,
nobody
it's
says.
not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I fuck
That's
with
your
some Popeyes.
opinion.
Oh my god, the
Yeah,
red
it
beans.
is my opinion. That's why I just said.
Factual.
The red
Chick-fil-A is
beans and
better.
rice. Red beans and rice. I could do that. Red beans and rice for 7 days straight, eating
Popeyes?
only red beans and rice and biscuits. Swear
From
to God.
Popeyes?
I've never had it.
I've never had the red beans and rice.
So I wanted to go back to that conversation Pucho Pucho and you said earlier about different companies like Blizzard and shit and not supporting none of their games. If Sony came out and said we don't support any gay marriages or any of this shit, are we gonna just stop playing PlayStation games?
I barely play PlayStation games right now.
Most of the
PC,
Pucho,
buddy.
it's most of the Pucho,
Oh
deal,
yeah,
boy.
because I play a lot of PlayStation. Yeah, like if Sony came out on some hardcore like anti-LGBTQ shit and on some supporting things that are
Not aligned
gonna
with
be
you.
harmful towards them, yeah, I would feel very bad supporting, and I would probably switch to playing PC or Xbox or something like that.
Oh damn! I don't know. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, man.
I support all people's freedom and shit, but my hobbies, I don't think I can. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
really what you're saying is you don't care enough about them to change your behaviors. That's what you're saying. And it's fine. I'm not sorry. So I'm not trying to say that you're a bad person if you feel that way. I'm not putting a moral statement on it, but that's what you're saying. Like I'm not gonna let that movement change my hobby. You're saying I don't care enough about those people to change my behaviors, right? And that's fine. Like if to each his own. Everybody has their own beliefs. I don't know. I think when you're looking at like things that don't have like a crazy high impact, or like there's all these religious people and a lot of Christian people that there's a lot of them that don't even have any problems with LGBTQ people, right? But there are a lot of them that do. How big of an impact that has is like, yeah, on the local level where like gay kids or trans kids that are born into those families, like they have problems that they have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And that sucks. But beyond that, then like, that's where it ends. It's like, all right, like that's bad, but it probably doesn't compare to Uganda. They're talking about killing people. You know what I'm saying? And so then when you're talking about killing people, if you're telling me Sony's going to be out here putting money towards killing people just off the strength of being gay, yeah, I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I think extreme shit like that. Yeah,
it's not extreme shit. That's Chick-fil-A right now. So that is happening.
I don't know what gay people. Chick-fil-A is endorsing killing gay people.
They're giving to an organization in a country that is anti-gay to the point that they're killing gay people.
Yeah. So it's how many steps of removal before it's I don't know. That's too much work.
Is this a factual thing right now? Because I have not heard about it, and I didn't read up.
I saw it pop up on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure it's Uganda. I apologize to the Ugandans if it's not Uganda, but I'm almost positive it is.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't remember the country, so I didn't even want to like make a guess at it. But I'll try to pull something up maybe so next Sunday I could bring it up a little bit more specifically.
Yeah, because we're talking about redemption. We let it up to Chick-fil-A and their beliefs and what they support. But
can Chick-fil-A be redeemed? I don't know, man. If that country starts killing a bunch of people and these Chick-fil-A people are out here supporting it, then yeah, I'm gonna view their actions like endorsing a genocide, and that's not cool. So no, I probably wouldn't ever eat a Chick-fil-A sandwich. And I eat Chick-fil-A. So all that being said, I don't go and I don't go over there and buy any food. I'm never like in the camp of I'm gonna go eat Chick-fil-A. But occasionally I'm with people that buy a bunch of sandwiches and they're like, "Oh, I got Chick-fil-A. I'll eat the sandwich." So
you're not gonna go hungry. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go hungry regardless. I'm saying I'm eating it out of convenience, but I'm never going to be the person to say, "Yo, let's go to Chick-fil-A." And if I'm in the boat of where should we eat, I'm going to offer different suggestions. It's not going to be an option in my mind. You know what I'm saying? But,
all right. Okay, so redemption. Some can, some can't. I guess. I mean, society-wise, you can be redeemed, but personally, some people have different feelings on it, obviously.
I think societal redemption is easier to get, honestly, than personal redemption. Yeah. It's harder to like it's like Tony with the Sony point. it's removed from you. It's so far removed from your own personal sphere and your personal life that it's easier to redeem a celebrity than it is if Joey had punched you in the face or something.
If Joey punched me in the face, that's redeemable. He can come back from that. I'm gonna knock him out, but yeah, he can come back from that. An eye for an eye in that aspect.
and as for Blizzard, I mean, I'm hoping, I think they already announced like their president is stepping down.
Oh
yeah,
wow!
They've been replaced by 2 co-heads, I think now.
Right. Hopefully, more of the people that were empowered during those years step down, and they try to implement some type of like, safer space so that people could go and tell people like, yo, I'm getting harassed and stuff, and it's taken more seriously, And, they do shit like that, then, I'm okay with it,
Yeah, harassment at the workplace is a no from any form.
It's a problem. It's a big thing in the tech world.
Yeah? Oh, damn.
100%.
People see shit at joke and then people could take it sideways, I'm assuming.
It's
or is it literally physically like harassment, like it's physical?
I mean, there's a lot of gatekeeping in the tech industry because it's traditionally it's been hard for women to get ahead in the tech industry. And we spend a lot of time pushing young women to not go into like science and tech type careers, so there were less women applying for these jobs in theory, and then it became very much like a boys club. I think a lot of tech companies are still fighting like their boys club tendencies.
Yeah, and I don't know so much if it's so much that like we've pushed women away from like STEM fields. I mean, you might have more knowledge on me in that department. My understanding is more that like societally we've look at men and say, oh, men should do STEM stuff. Like they should be engineers, they should be scientists, like, and then women should do other things like art or nursing or like men are doctors and surgeons and women are nurses and things like that. Like societally, we've kind of like made these compartments so people kind of fly in those tracks. And what that means is that when you go into a job with a bunch of programmers, 90% of them are men. And so the little bit of women that are in there, they're outnumbered by so many guys that it tends to be like a boys club. And it's unfortunate.
Well, I think we're good on redemption for the most part. Like something personally, obviously everybody has their own feelings, and society, like Mateo said, is you can be redeemed. And if I punch Dobo in the eye, I can be redeemed. I like that.
In the eye?
Just punch you back in the eye.
In the eye, specifically in the eye.
Because eye for an eye. Now, I love how he was like, yeah, if Doughboy punched me, he could definitely be redeemed, I'm going to knock him out, but he'll be redeemed. It's like, wait, it sounds like you're getting revenge and then just calling it even, which is not redemption.
What Doey just said that Tony punching him is a straight up irredeemable act.
Irredeemable.
So Doey punches Tony. Tony knocks him out. Then he forgives and redeems Doe. And Doe looks at Tony like, you're unforgivable. How dare you punch me back? I like it.
Oh, man.